Hello, hello, hi everybody. Welcome
Hello!
back. We've just finished an hour ago, I believe, a live stream in
Yes.
Italian.
Yes.
Finally, because it's been a while since we had a live stream in Italian on Facebook, and now we are here to celebrate the end of the first 24 hours of this Outgunned adventure campaign on Backerkit. Wow.
What to say? We just reached 195,000 euros just while we were entering. So it means there are a little less than 5,000 euros to the next stretch goals, which I believe it's a very, very fun favorite. Everybody is very excited about Dino Storm. Probably my favorite name among all the action flicks, past and present. So yes, we are getting there.
Yeah, let me show you Dino Storm, which is still locked, but I believe until the end of this live stream at this pace. Guys, it really looks like we've been live, a whole week. I believe this would already be an awesome campaign for the funding that we reached, for the amount of comments, for all the stretch goals that we unlock. It almost feels like we are, ending this campaign already, but it's really just the beginning. So, yeah, thank you. We can't say it enough, really. Thank you to all of you for making this campaign so special, and we'll try to give you something special as well. But I believe that once we unlock Dynastorm and we reveal the next couple of pledges of stretch goals, sorry, I believe we already have something special in store for you. Three, I can say the next three stretch goals that we are going to reveal. I love them all equally. I don't know about you, Simone, but I am in love with each one of them, and I can't wait to share them. No, let alone unlock them, but just share them locked. Um, but I can also say, which is going to be said for some of you, there are no new action flicks in this next reveal. So the next three stretch goals will not feature an action flicks because
Yes.
we are just at the beginning, and
We are
already fine.
unlocking the uh, fifth, no, the sixth action flick. We had three before the beginning. We already unlocked two action flick, and we are
This is the
unlocking right
sixth.
now the third duty campaign, so the sixth in general. So we are going very, 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 very fast.
Yeah, so I know it's always a bummer, but you got to get used to accept
Yes.
other stretch goal rather than action flicks, because each action flicks is 20 pages, requires playtesting, and it's so we have to be a little sensitive on how many action we have some ready for you, but
We have more things in store for you. Don't you
we
worry. Just we are not revealing them now. I mean, this pace we
yeah we
probably
I mean
reveal very very soon. The pace it's astonishing. I don't know how it's incredible. So we will see together when we will reveal another one. But for now, let's just
it's still
focus on the goal at hand, which is Dynastor, which is not unlocked yet. A little less than 5,000 euros to unlock it. And then we will show you a few very, very nice things.
um,
Normal.
And also, I want to say, I already said that in the Italian live stream, I'll say it in English as well. Um, we comment and we answer to everything. I believe everything that we can see on all social media on Backerkit. We'll try to, you know, be back at all of your comments, but we won't answer comments about what's the next action flick, or maybe you can do this kind of action flicks, because we don't want to spoil anything. So if we say yes, we are doing that, or if we say no, we are not doing that, you know, obviously we are going to spoil something. So we are not going to answer, but that does not mean that we are bothered, you know, by your suggestion or your hints, or you know, your ideas.
Absolutely free. It's part of the
It's
game
part
to
of the
try and
game.
figure out what's coming next. Just don't worry if we don't participate actively, because we are trying to remain neutral and just show you what we got um, when it's time. Also because it's not a mystery. We have a plan, but also our plan may change. So
Yeah.
it could also be the possibility that we tell you something now about the future, but then tomorrow morning, me and Rico had an astonishing idea. No, we have to change something. It's part of the production and of the imagination process. So just trust us, like you are doing so well right now, and please keep going, commenting, and leaving this wonderful campaign. And we cannot wait to show you what's next.
And yeah, I believe that oddly enough, Dino Storm was one of the newest action flick we came up with. It wasn't in our original plans, while some things like, for example, Dark Light was one of the first one that we had in mind. So yeah,
Yes.
these kind of things change abruptly. And what are we going to reveal next? I don't think that we are going to reach 200k during this live stream, luckily.
No.
But you know, you are trying. We are
We are trying to. We are almost at 196 while we are speaking. So clearly, there's a plan to put us in a bad spot and having to do 1,000 graphics while alive. Thank you. It's a really cute kind of trouble.
Yeah.
But yes, it's difficult that we will reach the next stretch goal right now.
But we already can say that we are going to reveal three new stretch goal, and in, you know, kind of a wedding fashion, it's going to be something digital, something physical, and something playable. So no action flick, but there's going to be a new digital edition, a new physical additions for all the adventurers and heroes, and a new role.
Yes.
Now this particular role,
Uh,
It's-
it's my favorite role of all. I'm deeply in love with this role. I can tell you that.
and you can say any things that comes to your mind, but you won't guess this role. So feel free to try and guess, but it's impossible. It's one of those things that it's really a cool role, and it's a cool role for Outgunned Adventure, because it's so important in so many movies. But it's a cool role, I believe, for Outgunned in any fashion. It's a role that was needed, and I would say that we thought about this after finishing the original Outgunned, and we were kind of pumped that we didn't thought about this earlier, because it really fitted, you know, the old cinematic style of the game. So we'll see. And then again, we are going to have before the roll one digital stretch goal, and after the roll we are going to have a physical stretch goal, and it's going to be something big, and it's going to be one of our achievements, which should be, you know, achievement should be those kind of stretch goals that goes on the front page of Backerkit, and it takes days to unlock them, but basically Dinostorm didn't even make it. It's not even featured because it took you so little time, you know,
Yeah,
to
yeah. They will probably change it around in a half an hour or so. I don't know if there will be still an achievement in half an hour or so.
yeah.
So we are running very, very, very close.
So
Now, almost at 196 while we speak. So yes, 4,000 euros and something to the next stretch goal.
to give you some numbers, because we love numbers, because numbers give sense to
It's not mess that
to-
is the
to-
crowdfunding.
yeah, to this mess, to this chaos, because you know we are seeing numbers 180, 190, 200. It's kind of meaningless at a certain point. So we try to have as many numbers around us that will give, you know, a chart that will give us a map to drive through during this campaign. And to give you some numbers, Outgunned didn't make it this far in the first week. Our biggest project, Household, the first Household, did in 2 days what we did in the first, I believe, 15 hours or so.
Yes.
To give you, and Household, of course, has miniatures, had so much more stuff. What can we say? We are currently in the top 10 most founded Italian RPGs of all time on any platform, and still it's 24 hours. We are 24 hours in, and we are already in top 10. We are 9th, I believe. Currently, unfortunately, number 8 and number 7 are our Memento Mori and our Adventures in the Household, so it's not going to be
196! Woohoo!
you know, so it's
Mixed feeling.
yeah, I always feel bad about surpassing ourselves, but yeah, it's just to give you an idea of how incredible, really incredible this really is. They are suggesting a used car salesman role, but really, if you own, I don't know if you own the original Outgun, but there is a role for that. It's
Nobody is exactly that kind of role. It has in his starting gear, he had an old car with 0 speed, just to...
yeah, it's one of the actual you know, suggestion from the book to, yeah, to see if I
Yes.
can show you the nobody. So in Outgunned there is already a smooth based role, which is the nobody, which could easily be an used car salesman. It's that kind of, you know, role. Still one of our favorite, and this is on I would say it's on that line. It's also a smooth based role, so it's also a role for, you know, charismatic
Starting with
character.
suggestion, with hints. Nobody's the I agree. I agree, Claudia. The nobody is absolutely the best.
Nobody is one of the best roles, because I believe, as much as we all love our Dark Devils, our agents, our commanders, our guardians, deep inside, you know, we always love this kind of
We love to root for a nobody, that someone who ended up into an action movie while he was just trying, you know, to do something else probably with his life.
you know, sometimes action movies just happen around you. Yeah. Yes, possibly. So let us take a look. Speaking of roles, I want to take a closer look at the last role that we unlocked, because we get to see a lot of the technicians, because the technician was all around, was hidden in the quick start as well. But let's take a closer look at the Guardian, which is the latest, role that we unlocked. It seems like a week ago, but it was a couple of hours ago. So the Guardian is the role that you want to choose if you want to have a kind of a muscular character who looks out for other people or for the treasure. So the classic Guardian would be like Ardet Bey from the Mummy, like a Magi guarding a treasure, but also anyone who looks after their companion and is strong enough to do so. Could be a good guardian. So I believe this is a kind of role that really fits the adventure genre, because there's usually one one of the protagonists who is the brawn of the group and who is looking out for others. Yeah.
And Giles, like we always love to remember you all, the Mummy, the 99 Mummies movie is our go-to for everything revolving around role-playing games. That's what we aim to recreate at the table, is that specific movie.
Yes. Also the Secret Order in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. They are also a good example of guardians. Uh, they're asking if the technician is the uncle of our main character on the main cover of Outgunned. Probably not, because they are. I wouldn't say they are the same age, but there is not that much older. And also we know at least he's partially Italian. But she I don't think she is, so I wouldn't know, but I personally don't think so. What kind of role would Indiana Jones be? Now this is a cool question, because as you know, in Outgunned, or if you don't know, I'll show you right now. When you choose a role, we give you some kind of advice, like famous characters from movies. Yeah. So for example, a brain would be Matt Farrell in Live Free or Die Hard, but also Claire Daring in Jurassic World. And there are some suggestions, so you can try to understand what we are aiming for with that role. And Indiana Jones is actually tied to 3 different roles. One is Indiana Jones from the first movie, one is Indiana Jones from the Temple of Doom, and one from Last Crusade. And this is really important for us. It's a cool thing that we want to convey. Indiana Jones changes its role, and you should change the role of your character across different campaigns, because the character grows, because his role has nothing to do with themselves. The role of your character has nothing to do with themselves, but it has more to do with their relationship with the other characters around. So
and also with the story, with the relationship, with what they are doing.
So basically, in Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones for me would be a perfect Daredevil. While in Riders of the Lost Ark is more of a professor, which of course have kind of a brawn-based trope, possibly, but still is more of a professor. In The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones is extremely dumber than it was in Riders of the Lost Ark. And while it kind of makes sense in Temple of Doom, that is more like of a Daredevil because it's a prequel to Riders of the Lost Ark, it doesn't make sense that in The Last Crusade is a little bit dumber, but it does perfectly make sense because his father is with him. So now his father is the professor. So naturally he has to be a little bit dumb.
Yeah, he's being less than a professor, than the professor of the group.
Yeah.
He changes role. Naturally, he goes to occupy a different spot in the group they form together.
So yeah, basically, it's cool that you have to adjust your character to give some space to the other characters in the movie or in the gaming session, because otherwise you are stealing too much screen time, and there's really no space for the others. Um, Now it's for me it's extremely cool looking at all the Indiana Jones that when we talk about pulp adventure, there's usually one main protagonist that kind of have all the spotlight on himself, kind of have all the screen time that it needs, and it's rare to see movies like The Mummy, 1999, The Mummy, which you have kind of a party of adventurers, each with their space, their purposes.
Each with a part of the key. Someone knows the location, someone knows how to translate it, someone has the real key, someone knows the legend, the Magi, the Guardian is the only one who knows the creature. And so the four of them are really complete. That's why it's our go-to for everything regarding role-playing games, the movies, because you have a real group and each and every member of the group has something unique that help them and the others to overcome their obstacles. Very cool.
There's a question about the language. So
Yes.
if you're back today, you are going to receive the PDFs in or today or during the campaign. I mean, you're going to receive the PDF in both Italian and English. We're going to send in both languages because usually we send them only in one language, but we see that there's a lot of interest from the different community to find out different words, different,
Of course, we will ask you to choose the language, even if you choose PDF only, and just because it helps us a lot, just to understand what type of audience we got. Of course, we ask the language for the physical books. It goes unnoticed, but
this is
we are
during
interested in your language in the PDF also.
This will be during the pledge manager
Yes.
phase. So if you're new to crowdfunding,
1-2 weeks after the end of the campaign.
yeah, 2 weeks after the end of the campaign, you will receive something that is called a survey, and your Backerkit survey will allow you to give us your shipping address, to add add-ons if you want them, and to choose your language for physical pledges.
And we reached 197,000 euros during the live stream. So 3,000 euros remaining for our next stretch goal. Thank you, Martin.
It's
we are speechless. Still going very, very strong. This campaign, we are well ready. Not even remotely ready.
Really, it's considering that I always like to give you some numbers, because numbers speaks more clearly than our than ourselves. When we say we had all the stretch goal, all the graphic, all the layout ready until 150, you got to remember that our best campaign yet, Outgunned, the first Outgunned, took 48 hours, 2 full days to reach 130. So when we made all the stretch goals ready up until 150, we thought we were being,
preparing in advance.
Yeah, we felt like we were well prepared this time. Yeah, nothing can, but you always managed to surprise us. Luckily for the best. And so yes, but we'll manage. We are there. I know, Marcus, we are not very good at posting stuff. We try to do as many live streams because since we spent so so much time writing stuff, writing updates, writing books, writing games, playtesting. It's really the only moment that we had that we have to kind of communicate with you, to share some idea. We like to do it live, even if we struggle with the language, because it's such a relief to talk a little bit for a change,
Yes.
rather than being writing all days. But you will try to put this in the book as clearly as possible. Um, for those of you who don't know us, we have a very weird history, me and Simone and Daniela. So basically, a little bit of story time. So I have personally studied performative arts, and then my second degree is in cinema, and I used to work. I worked for television in Italy. I worked in Switzerland. I worked for a little bit in the cinema industry, and I've been doing anything. Mostly, I was an editor, a video editor, but also a director. But also, I was assistant, electrician. I was, as we say, taking up, cables, 200 meters of electric cables, just to be around the set, because I loved cinema so much. And Simone, on the other end, his first degree was unfortunately in philosophy. Am I right?
Yes, it's true.
And its second degree is in dramatic
Dramatic
art.
arts. I am, yes.
And Simone went to the most prestigious Italian academy for actors, so he's a trained actor. So two very bad life choices
Yes.
in front of you right now.
Not the smartest life choice.
So
Possible?
we have 4 degrees, the two of us, and there are 3 artistic degrees and 1 philosophy degree. So it's you can clearly see that we are not very good at this game of life. We are trying. So basically, what we tried to do when we were doing our first games was kind of pouring our training, our ideas, how you would build a screenplay, how would you perform a screenplay into a game. So it's always hard for us to convey everything into this book, but what we are trying to do is basically, merge our 2 passions, of course, for cinema, for dramatic arts, for theater, improvisation, and role-playing game, of course. So yeah, end of this story time. This is where everything comes from, and that's why we are so passionate about all these roles and tropes, and trying to give you the tools to build your stories.
Yes, it's true. It's a hard struggle between philosophy and literature degree, but I agree. They are on the same term, of course.
So yeah, I can say that we've been lucky with this, crowdfunding for open. It could have been a lot worse given our life choices, but yeah. Let me check how things are going. We're still at 197 something. So we are almost there. I also think that can possibly be enough for today's live stream.
I think
thank you,
so.
guys.
We have been live like 3 hours. maybe 4 hours in 2 days, so
Yeah.
probably it's enough for these poor fellas that
If
are
you have any
here.
question, please ask away, of course.
Yes, I think if you don't have any questions at the chat, it's time for us to start preparing all the graphics and all the stuff for the next updates and the next achievement and the next lots of things that will come. I don't know when, but I think soon enough, since less than 3,000 euros remaining to our next stretch goal.
It's really, 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 really an incredible result. And incredible, not meaning very good, but meaning that it's hard, actually hard
Hard to believe
to
for
believe.
us. It's still hard to believe.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Really, I don't know what else I can say to thank you. So I guess we will see you next time, possibly tomorrow or during the weekend. I don't know, but we'll definitely.
I will remember everybody that the early bird incentives ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. Italian time, so in 23 hours and something. Unless you are a returning baker and you will have the chance to grab the early bird 3 spotlight metal coin throughout the campaign. But if you haven't backed anything of us yet, you have 23 hours and something to grab these incentives. Yes, probably you'll hear from us again soon. Another 500 euros in the meantime. Okay, that's great. And thank you very much. I think it's time for us to go.
By the way, Daniela sends her hugs to each one of you, but she's working since the day before yesterday. She's working at a new artwork,
Yes.
and she's currently in the other room right now because she's she's concentrated. So she was supposed to be here today, but she just can't stop drawing at the moment. So when you have the inspiration, you gotta follow your heart, and I hope that near the weekend or on Monday I can show you this art, because it already looks amazing. So I think you'll appreciate this art. Thank you guys one more time, and we'll see you when we get the chance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
The grand adventure has returned. The world out there is full of unexplored jungles, lost pyramids, and cursed temples that are just waiting for an unprepared explorer. Your next journey starts today. Collapsing floors, creaky bridges, poison darts, fire jets, and rolling boulders. You can expect all that and even more. But if I know you, a handful of deadly traps won't be enough to stop you. You have your eyes set on the treasure. Wherever this journey may lead you, you will rise to the challenge. Outgunned. Adventure awaits.